Welcome to this month where we're going to talk about March's stats of what they've been doing month over month for the last year. And we're going to also dive into what my takes away from the market. And I got some cool graphs that you're not going to want to miss about this housing market. So stay tuned. Hey, everybody, Tim Weigel here with Watson Realty, coming to you from my virtual kitchen. And boy, do I have some good numbers to share with you that if you're a homeowner, you're going to be happy. If you're a buyer, you're going to be optimistic. And if you're not wanting to get into the real estate market yet, you might want to think twice about that one. So, but before we get started, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to follow some of the great information I'm going to be providing as I up my content. And I would also love to hear your take. Tell me what you thought about this. Share it. Let me know your ideas. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Your opinion matters. So, all right, let's pull up our PowerPoint to go over this data with you, which I think you're going to love. So we're going to be going over the March data for counties of Orange County, Seminole County, Lake County, Volusia County, and Osceola County. Say that 5 times fast. So, and it's going to be looking at strictly data from March 2022 compared to March 2021, and then looking at some more bigger picture stuff for y'all. And I was blown away by it, and I think you will be too. So make sure you stay to the end. All right. So, and now keep in mind, these numbers are constantly changing as they get updated within our MLS, but it is coming straight out of the MLS as of this second. So let's go ahead and start off with Orange County, the biggest county of them all. Solds dropped by almost 500 sold, so it dropped 21%. Median sales price jumped up just over 14%, still very, 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 very healthy. Days on the market cut down to 7, so we're moving, that's for sure. Now let's look at some of the cities within Orange County, and they're all over the place, but Orlando, obviously that municipality brings in the most sales, and it dropped a couple hundred homes sold from year over year on there, but for the most part, no real major drops. That's not expected on here, but now the big prize is the median increase. There are skyrocketing prices, that's for sure. Not a single digit increase year over year. So most of them are double digits on here, breaking into the 20s. So if you're a homeowner right now, you're loving it. And if you're looking to buy a home, this is your future. So Seminole County was pretty steady for the most part with solds. Median sales price was up quite a bit, as you'd expect. A lot of people are flocking to Seminole County, that's for sure. Days on market was cut down, which we're going to be seeing that across the board. Now, when we get into some of these cities, Casselberry, don't let it fool you. Casselberry is a sleeping giant. They're doing a lot of great things in that municipality that if you can get into a home in Casselberry, you're going to be thinking yourself down the road. But a lot of these homes are just skyrocketing in prices. I mean, Casselberry, Sanford, and Altamont Springs are about the same. Altamont Springs reasoning is just because of the amount of residential they have, it's not that much. And the ones that are there, condos, so they're a little less of a price. So, but still, I mean, the granddaddy of them all in Seminole County price point is the median sales price in Oviedo, which was $507,500 for the month of March of 2022. Which was almost a 25% increase year over year, which is just outrageous. These prices are going up, and I think based off you seeing the supplies going down, that's what's driving it. So it's no false pretenses that you might hear. We're not heading for a crash. We just don't have the homes to sell, but we have the buyers looking to buy. And even looking at solds in there for the most part, pretty steady, not far off. A few actually sold more, but most of them were in the negative, and then Altamont Springs holding steady. Now let's move on to Osceola County. Osceola County is a rockin'. So they're probably the next biggest county when it comes to total homes sold. And then their sales price, look at that, 25%, almost $100,000 in equity those homeowners in Osceola County gained year over year. So days on the market also a little slower this time last year. Not so much. The secret's out. Osceola is a good place to find. Now moving into a couple of the municipalities within Osceola County. They're all for the up and up. Kissimmee is the biggest city seat in that area. Definitely feeling its part, but they're still pretty much down. The only one that really increased is Poinciana, which doesn't sell a lot. They don't have a lot to sell out there. A lot of people are staying put in Poinciana at those prices, but it could be a gold mine if you find the right home. Now, Lake County, pretty solid numbers. So they decreased in sold like everything else that we're seeing, but they're in the single digits, so that's not too bad. Increase is still 25% median sales price, and the days in market is cut in thirds. Now, looking at some of the municipalities, which they're municipalities, it's always interesting because, like, you know about Claremont, Groveland, Mineola, but then you can move to the other side where you start hitting Mount Dora, Sorrento, and then all these other little cities, which I didn't even try to cover. But you know, they're increasing. Sorrento is popping up, which Sorrento should be popping up because they got a lot of development going on out there for sure. Claremont is holding pretty steady, moving up 18%, which is great. Mount Dora is a gem. If you haven't been to the downtown area, Mount Dora, I check it out. A lot of people are flocking there, including my in-laws. So, and again, across the board, amount of homes sold is all down, except for Mineola. Mineola hit a growth spurt, it looks like. So as they were up 50% on solds. Now we got Volusia County. Volusia County, not that far off from where they were last year as far as the amount of homes sold. Medium sales price is up 16%, so that's very healthy. Days on market, almost cut in half. For the cities, and remember, we're not looking at all the cities in Volusia, just a couple. But Deltona, DeLand, and DeBerry are the ones we're kind of focusing on. All double-digit growth for median sales price. And then as far as homes sold, for the most part, they're all below. DeLand's really close. DeBerry had a pretty big drop off, but Deltona increased. Now, here's some of these cool graphs I talked to you about, which I think you guys would like. This one is months of supply for those 5 counties. So as you can tell, we really, from anything a million and under, 1 month or less, we do not have a large inventory supply on there. Once you get above 1 million, you start getting almost 3 months of supply, which is a good thing because that's a more healthy market, less chaotic on there. But pretty much if you list your house within a month or million or less, it's going to sell pretty fast. Now here's the next cool graph, sold to current listings. So the bluish purple is basically sold. Current listings is in the gold. As you tell, from 750 and below, solds are outpacing the golden number, the current listings, almost twofold for most cases. But then when you go above 750, the tides kind of turn a little bit, as you'd expect. Higher prices, less buyers availability. Now, last one, sales price, percentage list price, where this one is pretty astonishing. Pretty much anywhere from 250 to 750. If you list your home, chances are you're going to get more than asking. Some will go less, some will go higher. It all really depends, but that's something to think of. And even if you look at it below 250, you're still only off by 0.7%. So you're not that far off. You do see a bigger drop when you get to the $1 million range, but it's tougher to price $1 million homes because these aren't cookie cutter homes. They are actually more custom made a lot of times. They got cool features, and some of them are features that no other neighbor is going to have in there. So now let's look at some of my takeaways. So data definitely shows a favoritism for the sweet spot. If you list your home between 250 and 750, you're probably going to be happy with the result. Proper marketing, a lot of exposure, you're going to do really, really well in those price points. And that's something that you should probably look at exploring to see if it's in the best interest of you, because there's a lot you could probably do based off your positioning. We're still struggling with our inventory, staying on the market, which is what's causing the prices to go up. So we are not in a bubble. Prices are being driven by supply and demand, point blank. That's it. And then it's a great time to explore your options in this market. I mean, you have options. People, I know your biggest fear is if I list my home, I don't have a place to move. you have options in this seller's market. So it's not a bad thing to explore those options and see what's best for you. I mean, you can flip it, find a new way to get into a new home if you wanted to upgrade or downgrade. With the excess money you get from there, you can either use that to outcompete people, or crazy thing, reinvest back into real estate so you have two homes riding the wave up. Pretty cool idea. All right, now if you want to connect with me, here's some of my information, please, and I'd love to hear your input on this. Very excited to hear your input on this. And please, if you haven't, subscribe. I probably have a button around here somewhere, or I will, that'll say subscribe. Please subscribe. I don't know if it's right or left, but do it. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed my virtual kitchen market update for the month of March year over year. And I look forward to seeing you next month and next week with some more data. So stay tuned.